feels good to be back here.
Okay. Yeah, we always look forward to coming to Zouk. I think it's about our 4th or 5th time, and for us it's the best place to play in Asia.
We've been in many cities in Asia. We just done Thailand a couple of days ago. We've done obviously Japan, we've done China, Jakarta, Indonesia. So we've been pretty much everywhere.
India
also.
Yeah, we just did India. At the beginning of the year, we did Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. It's a great emerging scene over there. Well, it's funny because Zouk, we feel, and Singapore is probably the most advanced.
Yes.
But obviously, you've had an institution here for 20 years.
20
Funnily
years.
enough, what was it? 20 years of Zouk. But there are places where maybe the people are not as educated. But it's our job and other DJs like us to educate them on what's the good thing about house music. But there seems to be a good hunger and a passion for partying. So, I think Tokyo obviously is the other major Asian city that I think is been there from the beginning and a great scene.
Yeah.
But everywhere else is coming up. Same as always, a mixture of vocals and darker dubs, chunky, but house music. Do you know what? There couldn't be a more apt name for that music.
Now, I mean, it's one of those things. Is when electro came, I think it's going to be popular for a little moment, and then it's always going to probably be there, but it's going to disappear in the mainstream. And we've been playing in Holland for many years, and we love the scene, and it's a great scene. But we're not really big fans of the dirty sound itself. But we don't disrespect it, but not our tasting.
There's always one constant throughout any sort of electronic music, and that is house music. And that is something that we've stayed true to, something we will always stay true to. And for whatever scenes come along, the one thing that it all comes from is house music. It's very true. Mr. Dunmore knows better than most that house is a feeling, and it really is. And a lot of the new music coming up is from here up. The house is from here down. We've been lucky enough that Simon's wanted to work with us for the last few years since we left EMI. We really feel part of the family now, and it's always, when you go and do something new, it's always nice to be accepted, and I think the public understand what we want to do now. We want to go back more to our underground roots, and Defected is the perfect home for us to do that.
Well, I mean, obviously we don't like it, but it's never going to change now. I think people are so used to free music, and as soon as it's out on Beatport or Defected or any online store, 2 seconds later it's out online for illegal downloading, and it's impossible to stop it. That's the way it is. So I mean, we're lucky because we tour, and that's how we make the money. So we need to be touring, and the music is like a marketing tool, like to get us more gigs. So we need people to download our music, but it's a shame for companies like Defected, obviously, and Dunmore is in a bad position because he's losing out on a lot of money of illegal downloads. So
but the clever thing that Simon has done is he's adapted really well, and Defected has adapted really well. The compilation side of things is still it's still very, very important, and there is money to be made. It's just you just have to be clever and adapt to the scenarios that come up. And a lot of companies, like a lot of the majors, for instance, were like, "Oh, this will never last. It's not going to happen." But Simon and people like him saw early on that you have to adapt because it's not going to change, and that's why now the major record companies are catching up, and they're making themselves look a little bit silly. So I think with anything, any situation in business, you have to just take a step back, look at it, and adapt, else you'll die.
Yeah, but I mean, they have many other sources of income. They do events, they have the booking agency, they have the publishing, they have PPL collection. So it's not only record sales; it's across the board. Get a normal job.
I think the one bit of advice I've always given any young DJ or producer is that you have to create your own scene. The minute you start relying on other people, it's nothing for you. You're not doing your own thing. And we started our own parties, and we started DJing at our own parties and creating a buzz around ourselves, and and contributing to the scene in what we thought was, you know, from our heart, and then people connect with that, and then it starts to build, and you get more and more people, and you start to get a collective, a bit like when Zouk first started. I'm sure it's the same principle. Guys that come along now and just think they can put a record on Beatport and everybody's going to come along and book them, wake up, it's not going to happen. So make your own shit.
Or make your own scene. Shit, you can use the word shit if you want. But make your own scene. But I think it's a package. You know, make your own music, make your own parties, promote yourself. It's, you know, it's yeah, totally. It's not just making music and being a good DJ. So many good DJs out there playing good music. You know, you need to stick out and be different. You know,
and work hard. A lot of the young guys don't seem to think that, you know, you have to do much to be a DJ and have the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's totally not true.
Because many people just see the lifestyle, you know, all the DJs travel around the world, it's all great. But it's quite a lot of hard work behind the scenes, you know.
You know, Max is very laid back.
And you're not.
And I'm not. and that kind of combination seems to work. And I think it's we're lucky that we're in the position that we're in. Pretty much. I mean, we have a pretty strict regime, and we decided this quite early on that we would work when we can Monday to Friday in the studio like a normal job, because that gives us a bit of regularity and routine and structure to what can be crazy weekends and everything else. And some people forget that, so they end up kind of getting it a bit wrong. So when we go home, we try, you know, like 11 to 8 o'clock at night, and try that, you know, in the studio, try and finish, and, you know, use it as a job, as to kind of keep the sanity. Some people can't work like that, but we kind of find it quite good to work like that, and everybody's different. And then at the weekends, you know, and then sometimes we'll go away for 5, 6, 7 weeks at a time. You know, so it's just getting the balance right, I think. Ooh, I mean, we've always said we wanted to do Exit Festival.
Yeah, Exit we've never done.
We've never done
in Serbia.
I'm kind of over that now.
I think it is. We always wanted to, because that was the big thing in for many years. It was the big festival in Serbia, in Eastern Europe.
Exit Festival.
And but now it's so much new markets emerging, new festival, new parties, and the scene is growing, and so much more other great things to be doing that we are doing.
I know which one we want to do that we've never done. Zouk Out.
Ah.
No, we've never been to Zouk Out,
and we're actually doing the marketing
exactly.
Zouk here.
And I've just said to Wayne, next year, it's really important.
Yeah.
I Twitter. He hates it.
I don't even have Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter fan now.
No, I Twitter for the both of us.
Okay. Yeah.
And Facebook we use. MySpace we've got rid of.
It's not really
working. But I think Facebook and Twitter are still very important. You know, it's instant.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can, you know, as soon as we've done a remix or done a production, 2 seconds later, put it out, connected with SoundCloud and Facebook, people can download and listen to the music and, you know, react. It's great, you know. So it's a very instant. Everybody's got it on the mobile phones, you know, computers. You know, you can be anywhere in the world and be connected, you know, which is great.
Boring.
And you start to, I have a headache, you know. Okay.
I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, really? please go.
Max is a geek.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to be more a geek these days, because when I started making music many years ago, it was all hardware. You had to go out and buy the latest synthesizer, the samplers, the drum machines, and you couldn't do that frequently because it cost you a fortune.
It was expensive, yeah.
But now it's all software based, so it's very easy to just go and get the latest, you know, drums or sounds and stuff. So it's very sample based as well. But you know, it's the good thing with this technology makes it very easy we can have it on the laptop, we can work anywhere in the world. It's very flexible. Plus, it's all software based. It's very easy to update. So, you know, sometimes you get bored of things, but because it's software, you can always be very current, and you know, you never really get bored.
The downside to that is just that every Joe Schmo thinks he's a producer and can produce a record, which has then culminated in the fact that there's so much product out there, and you know, everybody's, you know, which listen, being accessible to the masses is good, but there has to be a quality control, and that's my issue with a lot of the sites at the moment, is there's no quality control. So you have to go through so much more rubbish to get to the good stuff. But you know, hopefully, you get to the good stuff.
A good track will always stick out anyway. It's just finding it takes some time, because you get, your promo list. All the people send you promos. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's like it's a full-time job to just go through the promo list.
We just started doing vinyl again. Yeah, because we want to continue to promote the record shop mentality. Because when I used to go to record shops, it was the guys in the record shops and that culture of social interaction and the passing of music and knowledge and everything else. That was very, very special. And we sat and we thought about this, and we thought, we're missing something, and it was that feeling. And so out of principle, we have started to make vinyl again. So that starts this month. So.
You can't play it anywhere, so you can put it on the wall. Maybe.
Do you know what? There's still a market out there for vinyl, and with everything, it's like you will start to see in a few years' time, like reconditioned Technics,
probably
like parts stolen from like the Neumann lathes that we used to have. So
that was priceless.
We still look at every gig by gig, not just for fees. We earn good money. We're happy, and we do certain shows a year that are that do us very well. But we still hunt out new venues to play, and those new venues and promoters might not be able to afford some other fees, but because it's good to keep supporting the scene. So if there's something that's really like you've heard someone go, that club was fucking amazing. That club was amazing. I still want to play there. I'm like, I want to play there. And if they've only got whatever money, then sometimes it's good to just do it for the love. And we still firmly believe in that. There's been loads over the years. I mean, we've said this in other interviews, like Mary J. Blige, Prince. Recently Adele. There are lots of great singers and voices out there. But I won't say there's anyone we're craving to work with at the moment. Anyone you're craving to work with?
Not craving, but
somebody else I don't know about.
CeeLo Green is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's got an amazing voice, and we've just done his remix for his third single on his new album, and he's a very talented songwriter as well. It's not only great voice, but he writes really cool songs.
That's what's missing, with a lot of especially in the dance arena. There's not many people writing great songs anymore. We used to have like every month, amazing, records like either from Mariah or Alison Limerick. This one, real songs, and that's missing for me at the moment. Hi, I'm Simon.
I'm Max with the Shapeshifters,
and this is Defected in the House at Zouk, and you're watching DanceSignal.com.